everyone. This is a Sacred Wellspring from Sacred Sister Soul Talks TV. Okay, let me just some of y'all come on in. Let's see what's happening. It seems like I'm far away. Hi! How are you doing? Alright, let's see. I'm trying to stream on another platform as well. Let's see what can happen there. Hold on, y'all. Trying to do this thing. Trying to make it happen. Oh my goodness. Hi there, Carlita. How are you? Just letting some people come on in. We as mothers got a lot to talk about, right? I'm a mother of nine little children that set me up today, and one is telling me, come do exercises, Miss Abby, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be cool. And the next thing, I'm down on the floor doing the downward dog, and the other 8 jumped on me. It was so much fun. Children are amazing. Children are truly amazing. Okay, I'm trying to set this thing up for YouTube, but getting all kinds of issues here. Let me just let some people come on in. Today we're talking about Ascension and Children. For those of you who have children, I'm sure this will be interesting. Oh my goodness, this stream is giving me a hard time here. I think I'm just gonna have to leave this alone. All right. We are in. We are going to have some fun. I just wanted to come and share a little bit of information about the children and what's been happening with us as a people as we transition from 3-dimension consciousness to 4-dimension positive consciousness. That's where we're in, right? What we're in right now, that cycle. So, yeah. All right. Okay. As we've always discussed in this stream, let me reintroduce myself again. Aziza Sacred Wellspring from Sacred Sister Soul Talks TV. As we've always discussed whenever I come on, what's been happening with the earth changes and the shift that we're in. I haven't been coming on much because I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, throwing support around other people. You don't always have to be the one out front. You can lead from behind as well. So I've been doing that, getting our Zoom group back on stream. We're studying the Stellar Man. So if you're evolving or highly evolved, you're welcome to join us in our study group. That's not for beginners, because the information that is shared is very heavy. So as a beginner, I wouldn't recommend you coming into that group. But on my website, you can go and access membership if you so care to do that. If you are new to consciousness and awakening, and it is something that some information that you want to start gathering, then I would recommend you do beginners. If you are already aware and just want to connect with like-minded individuals, maybe you can look at doing the second tier as well. But if you are there and you just want to connect and building your community, then I recommend a segment group. Segment, as we know, is Thoth's or Tehuti's counterpart, and she's the goddess of wisdom. similar to Sophia, who is the god. So segment, that segment group are those who are highly evolved and is in the transition ascension stage. So that'll be a good group for you guys to get involved in. But today I wanted to talk about the children because so many people have been asking, or I have witnessed the children that's in my care. They've been acting very strange. For the last couple of weeks, I knew what was going on with them. They're not all acting out at the same time, but most of them are going through the change. We as adults, for the last year, I know I have been affected by the pole shift. Lots of us have been affected by the pole shift. We've been experiencing symptoms such as nausea, almost like birthing pains, you call them, headaches, back pains, unexplained joint pains. Sometimes you think the world, you're healing one thing, and then the next thing you know, something else starts to hurt, and you just chalk it up to age. And it possibly could be age. But at this stage, since we are in ascension mode, to say it's just age is a misnomer, really. Our bodies are changing. Our bodies are changing from this carbon base. We're becoming more crystalline base. And I mentioned in the last stream, there's a gene that the Australian scientists discovered, but no one can explain what that gene is. It comes and goes. It never sticks around. It comes in, heals the DNA, and then disappears. The divine is truly, truly amazing. Truly amazing. So I just wanted to come and share a little about what the children have been going through. If your mother, a grandmother, an aunt, or anyone that works with children, and you see them acting out emotional is one of the symptoms as well. I call them ascension. Some people call it ascension cold. I call it just ascension symptoms, basically. If you have children or and you see them acting out, don't just chastise them. The children are experiencing what we experience. We experienced it first because our bodies are older. But the children who are closer to God, up until the age of 7, where their breastplate is still open, their thorax is still open, those children are now experiencing the shift. Because as the bride gets closer to the appointed time, every being, everything, from the rock, the stone, the leaf, the ant, is experiencing this shift. This is here on this plane of existence. And keep in mind, we are just one of 9 other territories. There are lots of land around. We've just been given the wrong information. The map have been stretched to make it in a round ball, but there's land. There's lands of giants, there's lands of dinosaurs, there's lands of other entities that exist. It's just been kept from us. But pretty soon that will make itself known as we go through the shift and the time. We are almost halfway into the shift. So you're going to see a whole lot more. There have been people posting pictures of or videos of mermaids. There have been people posting pictures of fish with 3 eyes. A whole lots of different phenomenon that hasn't been seen this part of the world. That's because the toroidal fields have been dissolved. And what that means is we will soon experience other lives from the other realms. So nothing to be alarmed about. There are other people, there are billions and billions of people that exist in our universe. We keep saying Earth because we've been programmed to believe sorry, please forgive. We've been programmed to believe that it is only us in this earth or on in this universe, but I guarantee you there are billions of life forces around us. We're the last set of land, the fifth dimension, the fifth um we are the fifth root race coming out of Jambu Vipa. There are four other root races that existed before we did. You have Hyperborea, you have Lemuria, you have the uh, what did Hitler call these guys? The Aryans, of which the Indians, the Hindus, or the Indians have are descended from. So the Hyperboreans were the first race that knew itself, and there were semi-etheric. That's the right word for it. They can transform themselves into anything that they wanted to, because that was just consciousness, pure consciousness. As the earth shift many times over, some got trapped into different bodies, but they were still magical nonetheless. So we're going to see a lot of those changes as we grow, and as we come into this new consciousness. So I just wanted to share a little about the children. The children, as I said, are shifting just as we are shifting. They are going through so much emotional pain as we speak. And as mothers, it is up to us to calm their fears. I have one little girl in my class for the last week. She's just been crying, crying, crying every morning. And she's the sweetest child. Every day she comes in and she's the life of the party. She makes sure everybody is happy. And now it's her turn. She is crying, and I took her into my arms because I know what's going on with her. I took her into my arms, and she was shivering. And I looked in her eyes, and there's fear. There's fear because she doesn't understand what's going on with her body. She's feeling all these changes. She's only 4 years old. And hi, Queen. She's only 4 years old. She's feeling all of these pains, but she can't express what's going on in her little body. I have another little girl. She was telling me last week, she said, my feet hurt. Another little one said to me the other day, she says, my eye hurts. I can feel it coming on. So they are going through their little changes as well. So as mothers, instead of chastising them and thinking that they need more attention, yeah, give them the attention. But just as we are going through that change, they are as well. Keep in mind, everything is being affected by this pole shift. Just today, I had a bee that follows me every day come and sat on my hand. Normally, we wouldn't see that because nature, we've been so aggressive in nature that nature saw us as predators. But now with everything that's happening, and as we continue to raise our vibration and our frequency, the animals and the insects and everything else, they're starting to connect because of the Christ consciousness that's coming on the planet. So I made some notes, and as people like to call them downloads, let me share some of that with you. Any questions? Let's not make this just about me. I can answer any questions or concerns that you may have if you're experiencing any shifts as well. I'm waiting. Okay, the intensity that's happening, it's coming from the black central sun. The black central sun gets its information from the greater suns in all the galaxies, which in turn gets it from an even greater entity. This information is filtered down so that when it is transmitted to our sun, yes, we are, my love. Man, it's amazing. So much to share, but I'm trying to filter through it because I don't want to give too much and throw people off. The purpose for knowledge is to enlighten others and lift them up, not throw them into a tailspin. And I find a lot of vloggers keep doing that, throwing people all this information, and people come into their sessions or their live streams or what have you and leave even more confused. So I'm trying not to do that with people. I'm trying to use my words and say what I say very carefully, because the idea is to bring you closer to the divine, not push you further away and leave you confused. So the black sun transmits this information to our sun. Our sun then gives it off in magnetism and light so that we can manage and understand it. Our bodies can filter that sun, because within us are also suns. So we have to be able to filter that. Okay? This cosmic event is happening throughout the galaxy. Everything, everywhere, will be affected by the light, this light source. Everything will ascend or descend or be changed. So, like I said, everything is affected. Every single thing. Either you will ascend and raise your vibration, or you will descend and go to a 3D planet. Either way, everything is going to be affected. Okay, those who do not awaken at this time or choose to be placed will be chosen to be placed in another 3D world. What is happening now with this delta, talk of delta and what's not? Delta represents a deep sleep, the REM sleep. So you were asleep under the draconians and what's not. Now you are ascending. They don't want you to ascend, because if you ascend, they lose control. When you ascend, they cannot come in this space where we are. They are limited to 3D, because that's what they are. We are in fourth density positive consciousness, and it is only going to get more intense as we go through the rest of the year. That's why everything is hinging on September, because they've estimated that this energy will hit around that time. Nobody has, the Bible says it, no, the twinkling of an eye. Nobody knows when it will come. But what I can tell you is that for the last year, since Saturn and all the planets were aligned, we were being bombarded with energies. Sometimes it's a high, sometimes it's a low. But we've been given this energy, and she has been doing that very slowly, so that when the mother load comes, we are able to handle it. She is a mother. A mother does not give a baby meat when the baby is born. You have to give the baby milk and supple that baby, so that when it is ready, 6 months to a year down the line, you introduce solid foods. Similar to the mother, the divine. She has been feeding us very slowly so that we can prepare our bodies for what is coming. I hope I'm very clear. I'm speaking slowly so that it sinks in. There's no rush. Okay? Everything everywhere will be affected by this light source. Everything will ascend or descend or be changed. This time, we chose to be placed in the delta sleep and will be given another chance. So those who decide that they're going to take whatever job that they're like, what's this guy? Cypher, and rather take the blue pill, that's okay. That's their choice. Listen, we all chose to come here. We begged to be here. There are entities that were waiting to come into this time space. They came in however they could, whether it was those who we call deformed or live a poor life. Entities were trying to be here because Earth is like where we are, this universe is like an expressway to the other realms, to the other galaxies. This is an express. This is the Polar Express, Pole Star Express. Remember that thing with the Polar Express with Tom Hanks? Pole Star Express, where they all were going to the North Pole to visit Santa. The little boy got on the train and he was trying to get to the North Pole. That's more true than you know. All right? It's the Pole Star Express, and that's what this universe is. It takes you to the next level. There are entities waiting to get here. Some of us were chosen to be here. Some of us chose to be here. And some of us were sent here to help with Earth and her transitions. Some of us have been here millions of years because we were up with Tara or Ki or whatever, Tara, whatever name you choose to give her. Some of us were here as her caretakers. And like everyone else, when the Draconians took over the grid and destroyed the crystals, we fell too. We got trapped as well. All right? I hope I'm not giving you all too much. This universe we are in is ascending with or without us as inhabitants. Let's be real clear about that. Tara does not need us to ascend. She has a purpose and a destiny. She is on her purpose. All right? She does not need us to get there. But we are here with her nonetheless. So why not enjoy the ride? We are in the photon belt going closer and closer to Sirius. Sirius is where most of us come from. Sirius is that bright, big, bright star that's in the sky that the people call the Star of Bethlehem. Or as Thor called, where they live, where Odin and all the others, Olympus. Right? That's Sirius. Sirius is where the gods live. That's where everybody aspired to be. Some of us are from there and from planets within Sirius. Okay. The spiritual hierarchy is releasing all this energetic codes. These energetic codes are helping people to awake. And they only are releasing this at this stage because the majority of people, which is past the 63%, I think, threshold, have awakened. And being the majority of people are awakened and starting asking questions, Lord Moria, or the dweller, and for every realm, for every cycle, there's a dweller. There are keepers. There's a hierarchy. Don't just think that we decided to be here and we're here. There are hierarchies. I'm sorry. My tongue is all tied up. Hierarchies that takes care of the wind, the sun, all of that. There are processes in place. And every cycle has a dweller, has a keeper. He was a keeper who made the decision that Atlantis should have been destroyed because of all the wickedness. When he came and walked among the people, he saw there was all kinds of perversions, and he said, enough is enough. That is his role. So now they've decided there's a lot of information. Let's release some of this information to the people. So those who are ascending and want to leave can leave. That's the purpose for releasing the information. But the keepers, the administrators of this realm, do not want to release you. As my good friend Andrea always said, come out of her, my people, let my people go. But they're doing everything to keep the people here. So just as they happened in the time of Egypt, you've got the plagues happening. They've got all of that happening. You've got the mudslides. You've got the locusts. You've got all of that happening as we speak, all across Europe. And one of the reasons for the mud floods is because the poles are melted. And as the poles are melting, as the magnetism of the sun heats up from the black sun within the earth, it is causing those poles, those ice walls to melt. So pretty soon you're going to see the pyramids that are there. All right? So there's a lot that's happening for us, y'all. I've been posting pictures of the sun and its magnetism, pictures of Nibiru. That's the correct name. So when you're going to speak the name, not Nibiru, Nebheru. Nebheru is feminine. It is 3 to 5 times the size of our universe. And our universe is pretty damn big. It is 900 million miles, 9 million miles wide. And if Nibiru is 3 to 5 times the size of our universe, and our universe, when I speak of the universe, I'm talking about all the other realms and seas. that make up our universe. It is not just us and the saltwater sea. You have the sea, the GC. You have the sweet water sea. You have all of this that nobody tells anybody about. Okay. So the spiritual hierarchy have decided to release this information so that people can ascend if they want to. Okay. The battle has already been won. I just want you guys to know that. The battle has already been won. Right now, as Andrea liked to tell me, we are in the cleanup stages of what's been going on. Although the battle has been won, the people are still asleep. Yes, the information is there, but a lot of people don't know. And until people are aware and then can make their own choices, the universe is saying, hold on. We're going to give you the information. It's out there. Get the information. Get it. However you can, get it. It is there. And what the entities, what we call the negative entities have to do, they have to release the information. But what they do, they release it and they also release a lot of negative. It's like balancing karma, basically. Oh, but we released it, but they also put a lot of false information out there. You have to use your power of discerning, your empathic ability, your intuitive ability, and connect with people of like minds who can help you discern that information. Because believe me, it's a lot, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes it is just too much information that you just don't even want to be bothered. I even get that way sometimes. Sometimes I just don't want to hear anything else. Because what you know, and Minister Farrakhan always say, what you think you know, you can put on a pinhead and there's still room for more. So the little I do know, and that's been in tune to me and given to me, I share that with a select group of ladies who can understand that information. But to give that to the average person, they were like, where's that damn straight jacket? Believe me. Sometimes it is weirded out, but then the universe will send in a confirmation and they'll be like, oh, damn, we just said this. 2 weeks ago, we said this. Right? That's how the mother works. She's been sending lots of signs and symbols. Look on my Instagram page and you will see the pictures I've been posting of the clouds. Look to the sky. Keep your eye on the sky. She's giving you all of the signals. I just posted pictures of angels today. Yesterday I posted a picture of the Divine Mother, pregnant with the sun at her feet. And as we know, men carry the spark. Men carry the spark. A woman doesn't need a man to get pregnant because we know magic, we know spiritual magic. But within the man is the spark that can give that entity the life it needs. You understand that, ladies? Men carry the spark. They are our divine masculine. We can do this without them, but we don't want to do this without them. Because there's always balance in the universe. Polarities. Yin yang. Up, down, north, south, always polarities. The divine talks about, people talk about watching the waters. And people have been saying that many, many things. Watching the waters is watching the ice melt. Because that water is going to go somewhere. Our universe is more water, 75% water than land. There will never be a shortage of water. Never. We're going to see a lot of the water kingdom starting to happen, the sea kingdom. They're starting to talk to the sky kingdom. Believe me, they do talk. They do talk now. I'm trying to give you the information I received today. We're going to see a lot of activity, not just with the volcanoes, but also with the sea as well. The trees, recently in the Caribbean, there were lots of disasters happening, but that was strategic. because they had to wash out some entities that were hiding underground. So everything is working in unison to make this shift possible. Everything is working with each other. I know in Barbados the trees gave up their life so that they could, it sort of protected the people because of all that's been going on. All right, the Sea Kingdom, the Sea Kings are working with the Air Kingdom. Then we have the Plant Kingdom working in unison as well. So everything is connecting. We are even connecting with all of that. You just gotta listen to that intuition, listen within, go within. Okay. And when we speak of the Caribbean, I was talking to my friend the other day, we were talking about the Caribbean. But when you break down the word Caribbean, you have Ka, which is the spirit, the rib of the man, as I said, was Eve. So then we have the feminine energy there, which is the Sophia energy. And then we have beings. We are not just any kind of being. We're not even a human being. We do a lot of things. We become doers instead of being present and being focused, right? So we are Caribbean. We are people from the Caribbean, and there's a specific reason, because we're the indigenous people of the Caribbean. We are the Moors. We are the builders of all them pyramids that you see throughout the Caribbean and South America. When we would travel from Africa and other lands, we would just use the Caribbean as a stop-off place to refuel, to get our bearings before we moved on. So we are the indigenous people of the Caribbean. But the Caribbean is very special for the simple reason there's the sapphire cluster hidden under some of the islands. These clusters connect with the earth grid. The Caribbean is such a special place because it was all part of Atlantis. Most of the islands are just mountain tops of Atlantis. So you can imagine the magic and the spiritual aspect of what we are working with in the Caribbean. All right? It was a force of power because they're the indigenous people of the Caribbean. They are the descendants of the Atlantean, the gods, the Titans. The force of power centered in the islands will emerge to change the face of the Western world. So keep your eye on the Caribbean. They're about to take off. And when they step up, if you realize most of the leaders or those who brought a new way of thinking to the Western world, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, he said, look for him in the fire. So I'm feeling his energy. Then you had Malcolm X. His mother was from Grenada. So some of the greats came. Then we had Crispus Attucks. And we had Prince Hall, who changed the face of America, who were Moors, and who tried to bring the codes and try to keep the information together, but were taken out and destroyed before that could happen because they understood it. So the Caribbean is a force of power and is centered in the islands, and it will emerge to change the face of the Western world. The sapphire clusters placed within the heart of specific islands. Okay? Let that sink in. These sapphire crystals are becoming online, and as they come online, they're beginning to awaken the people. They're beginning to awaken the hearts of the people. These crystals have recharged the earth grid and the portals of the Sea Kings. I just spoke of the Sea Kings. A lot of portals in the Caribbean will start to open, which connects again to Sirius, some of the planets in Sirius. I think Oceania or Zealandia is a few of them, where the dolphins and the whales came from. So these portals are beginning to open, and the Sea Kings are returning. They also work in conjunction with the god Hurricane. In the Caribbean, we hear of hurricanes every year. Hurricane, this entity was hijacked, so he would come with a vengeance and a force every year because he was under somebody else's or some other entity's guidance. That entity, that draconian overlord entity, has since been removed from the earth, and she has been restored. So Hurricane is now working with her, Tara. So you're not gonna get as many hurricanes as you would. You're gonna get, some little bit of rain here, and not little bit, lots of rain, but you're not gonna get hurricanes like you had in the past. The god Hurricane has his orders, and he is ready. He will work with the sea kings. So they are just waiting for the signal and the go ahead. It's as simple as that. Prepare and brace yourself. The plant kingdom is also contributing and is willingly sacrificing for the greater good. The king has been born. For many years we have heard about the king, the Messiah will return. And everybody's been looking 2,000 years, and Jesus is coming. People don't understand Jesus will never return, but the Christ consciousness is here. Jesus the man is gone. And I'm not being sacrilegious. Jesus the man is gone. Let's be real clear. The Christ consciousness has returned. And that Christ consciousness has chosen a new king. That king is born, and he is among us. And when the time is right, they will let him be known. Any questions, anyone, before I continue? Any questions, concerns? Come on, y'all, share. I don't just want you to just sit and soak in. Ask questions, because I know I can feel some of you have these questions, these burning questions. No questions. Okay. I guess we know all, right? All right. This king is presently building his army. In years gone by, he had millions that fought with him. This is a different this is a different kind of fight. This is a spiritual battle. Yes, it may get a little bloody at times, but this is a spiritual battle. Don't fool your foot. That king will have millions rallying around him, and that is in the process of happening as we speak. When the sound of the trumpet is heralded, everyone will fall into line. Midgard of where we are, this plane of existence, what we call Midgard, we call it Earth. It is called Midgard because it's the middle way. There's 7 heavens below us, and there's 6 heavens above us. Earth, where we are, what we call Earth, is considered a heaven. This is a heaven. This is a Midgard. This is a midway between what we call heaven and hell, elevating to become star seeds or going down into one of the heavens. There's some people who live among us that have paid this passage to leave some of these kingdoms, to be here so that they can elevate. Everyone wants to get back home to where they are originally from. Most of us are from the Sirius, where Sirius is the constellation, what is it called? Don't quote me on that. But most of us are from Sirius. Some of us are from galaxies beyond. We have the Arcturians who've been here helping. We have the Lyrians constellation. We have Cassiopeia. There are lots of people from different places, and all of us came here to learn, to take back what we've gathered here in this space-time to help elevate where we are from. And not everywhere we are from is as advanced as Earth. Yes. They wanted to be here at all costs. It didn't matter what body they were going to come in. They just wanted to be here to experience this moment. How can you figure out what planet you're from? Queen, you are amazing empath. You dream, and in your dreams, they're not just dreams. In your travels, just ask, just go, just look for the signs and symbols of, and write them down as you come back into this time space. Write them down. Write them down. All right? And I can help you with that. We will talk offline, Queen. I can help you with that. All right. So we are called Midgard, and this is considered a heaven. Queens, queens, queens. You are in a special place at present. If you have a king in your life, elevate that man. The kings have the knowledge and the wisdom. They do. They have the knowledge. They're waiting for you. They are waiting for you to step into who you are. Elijah Muhammad said, a nation can go no higher than its woman. You are everything to the brothers. They want not just a woman that's knowledgeable, but a woman can elevate them. If you look at the inscriptions and the statues in Egypt, it's not that the king, he's bigger, but it's not that they wanted to paint him bigger because he was the leader. And it was because the woman was behind supporting. If you ever look at Isis, she's supporting. When Set destroyed Osar, Isis did everything she could. She went to Toph and she did her magic because she wanted her man back. She moved mountains. She moved mountains for Osar. All right? She moved mountains. And we have to be willing to do that. We have to be willing to stand by them and push them ahead. Even if that king is not a king in your life, be willing to step down and stand back and push him and elevate him up. You hear me? You have to be willing to do that. This is not a pissing contest. If your man is showing you he is ready to lead, you help him lead. You have the power to do that. You have the power to do that. So I just wanted to come and share that information with y'all. Any more questions? Let's get them in there. Let me see how I can help. Let me see if I can point some people in the right direction. And maybe this information have taken somebody to the next level. To the next level of their spiritual development. Because that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. I today wore my priestess. I'm a priestess. Y'all don't know that. And I represented that today because that's how the divine wanted me today. She wanted me to be in my regalia for this divine purpose. She is here. It's not if she's coming. When she's coming, she's here. There must be the appointed time that she will make herself known. And that is coming. She's not going to come like this magical thing in the sky. She is here within each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. On 7/11, something amazing happened. We opened a portal. And as we opened that portal, we elevated the divine masculine. The divine feminine and the divine masculine connected. Nothing in this world could have changed that. They tried. Nothing can change that. Okay? Everything that you see going on, it's about fear. Fear is what false, what we call it, false. What Andrea always tell me fear is, my love. Anybody can remember? I wrote it down. False evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. Don't be afraid. You cannot be afraid and have the divine within you. You're going to be challenged. That's a given. Because there's a fight on for your soul. You're going to be challenged. But you got to ground yourself. Connect with individuals. Thank you. You got to connect and ground yourself. Listen to your intuition. It won't put you wrong. It is when you second guess that. Yes, it is, brother. Lionsgate. Ooh. Look, in my house, I got the lion at the door. He does not play. Segment does not play. All right? Segment is fierce. Segment will take you down and out. Down and out. But everything that exists without also exists within. The dimensions exist within you as well. You just have to tap into you. Tap into you. You can destroy anything once you tap into that energy within you. Thank you. False evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. All right? In the absence of love, there's fear. In the absence of love, there's hate. But when you have love, which is the highest vibration, let me tell you, man, nothing can come in. And I will leave you with this. Keep your vibration high. Keep your frequency high. In the time to come, a not too distant future, we're going to have frequency therapy, machines happening. So much is getting ready to come on stream. And the draconian overlords do not want this to happen. I always tell the ladies, right now during the summer, the hierarchies, the Galactic Federation, the Galactic Alliance, whatever name you choose to give them, they are meeting with those who they've taken over the power from. All that you see is happening must happen to what there's a city beneath us bigger than anything. These people are in bunkers and doing all this stuff, but nothing will escape this shift. Nothing will escape, because this is your time, queens. This is our time. Our children, the children who are going through all of these issues, they are the beginning. They're going to be us in a few years. Their bodies are changing because we're heading towards the sixth dimension. We're heading, not sixth dimension, fifth dimension, but we're heading towards the sixth root race. There will be that in that time. They will be the ones to usher that in. All right? Just so you know that. So help these children along. And as much as it is about us, it's more about them and the seeds that they will produce. They will return the titans where it was safe to be here in this plane. We will get to see that. We will get to take part in that. I'm just saying. This is a time. Keep your vibration high. Try your best. I know some of us are in some situations that are difficult, but even in the negative, there's a positive. Even in the negative, there's a positive. You have to see the forest for the trees and reach and reach and reach. Get together with a group. Get together with somebody who's of a like mind. Build in wisdom. Build in wisdom. That's the only way to get past all of this. But the worst is behind us. The worst is behind us. All right? The worst is behind us. I just want to share that with you guys. Well, I stayed longer than I intended to. I hope that this settled in someone's heart and you take this opportunity and just grow. And whatever you do, know that you are loved and cared for. The divine will not leave you without a backup plan. She's got this. We got this. All right? In it to win it. This is Aziza Sacred Wellspring, Sacred Sister Soul Talks TV. Talk with you guys soon. Bye.